there you have it. To be honest, it was quite a poor performance, actually. We're here at the Astana Arena on the pitch, just finishing off. First, I want to start by saying we didn't do fan cams today. I had to go into the press conference. Our fans, they wanted to get off. It was absolutely freezing. And they only had, say, 15 minutes. Yeah, 15 minutes to get out. So we're just rushing because we're getting first out here. I have to say this. We started off brightly. Lingard, I thought, was bright. Got his goal early, which was really good. First 10 minutes. We did what I expected us to do against Astana, to be honest with you. And then after that 10 minutes, it just went crashing down. I thought we were sloppy on the ball. I thought we lost our first, second and third battles, and it just wasn't good enough at all. So for me, that's where the inconsistencies came in. We know we had some debutants today, but if you're actually looking at that team today, you're looking at the players like Chong, you're looking at players like Gomez, obviously Greenwood's getting games. They're players that, as United fans, we want to see in a team. So really, they've got to do better. They've got to make Ollie think, can I pick him? Can he pick me? Can he put me in a Premier League game? Can he send me out alone to get some experience? It was a real chance for them. And I think a lot of them flopped, to be honest. I mean, Chong had the chance at 1-0 in the goal to my right to make it 2-0. And it is a different game if he scores that. But he didn't. And then they go up the other end and I think they got an equaliser. I can't remember. Or was it? No. Yeah, it would have been 2-0. So then they get an equaliser. Really disappointing. And then we just lost our way. We let Astana keep growing and growing in confidence to the point where they were dominant. And look, there are positives from the game in terms of Ethan Laird was good. I thought he came through the game really well. Not should be starting every game or anything like that. Obviously, we've got Wan-Bissaka, but that is a positive. And I asked Ollie after the game, should we be looking at loans for some of these young players? And he didn't really say. He said that he wants to keep encouraging them. He wants to keep building their confidence, and that's what we want to see. But I think I don't want to get on too many players back, but I think what we saw today is the fact that actually maybe our youngsters aren't actually ready to take up a step up. I mean, this is Astana. This is League One football. This is League One football. We didn't cover ourselves in glory at home to Astana, scraping through with a 1-0. And we didn't cover ourselves in glory today, obviously, because we've lost. So it's slightly embarrassing because I think for the players that we still had on the pitch, they're players that, like I said, they want to be knocking on the first team door. And they didn't do it. Luke Shaw, I thought it was very quiet. People are going to say he's been injured since August, which is a fair point. But you're playing against Astana. This is the left side he was supposed to be bombing up and down from, and I didn't see that. He's a senior player. Tuanzebe, look, he had Bernard next to him, and unfortunately the young lad scored a known goal, which happens in games. I get that. But Tuanzebe, I asked Ollie about what he thinks about him, and he said, look, he's come through unscathed, and it's another way for him to try and come back into the team. Can he maybe partner Maguire? So we'll see at that. So overall, very disappointing because I think players had a chance to put down a marker and they didn't do it. In the context of the group, we're already through. We know that. We know we're through. But we want to win the group. And I think we'll do that still at home to AZ Alkmaar. But the biggest disappointment is that we had a chance to let the young kids run riot and give us goals, and we didn't quite see it. They will take positives because they played in front of 30,000 in the Europa League. But in the context of United, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. So for me, I was actually slightly embarrassed, if I'm being honest with you. There was times when they were playing champagne football on us. There was a chance, I think, their striker missed just past the far post away to my left, and it was literally from we lost possession there. They played about 2-3 killer passes and just rinsed us. We were like 6s and 7s. So I get that these guys are youngsters and stuff, but it just showed the levels. There wasn't really ready to come. So at the end of the day, it's been very disappointing. But look, that's how it goes sometimes. We go on to Villa, which I always said is the most important game. Long way to travel for a loss, but we've got so much more out of it in the presser again today. So apologies that there wasn't any fan cams, but literally it is absolutely freezing. They couldn't hold on any longer. They had to go, and obviously I'm pleased because we was in the presser, and you'll see all the questions that I asked Ollie in the presser. So it's been a fantastic trip in Kazakhstan, and now check out today's vlog. What's going on, people? Welcome to day 2 here in Kazakhstan, and it is game day. Right now we're here at the Baitarek Monument in, I think it's the center of Kazakhstan. That's where we are. We're 300 feet in the air. I ain't too scared about heights, to be honest. I'm trying to jump out of a plane for charity, so I'm good. But certain other people would not be good here, aka Rance, aka Mark. We're 300 feet up in the air, and like I've said before, do not judge a place until you come to it. I literally did not envisage Kazakhstan having like a city line like this. I didn't expect it to have so much like great buildings and great architecture, so much history as well. From your nose. How are you? Are you liking the snow? Yeah. Have you thrown any snowballs at Daddy yet? Has he thrown any at you? That's what I got at.
No, we probably will though.
You make sure you're looking, so he'll probably get you when you're not looking. Oh my God, it is freezing. All right, so now we're about to get on to the Nur Sultan bus. This is like for the tourists, takes you around the city. They've been great to us. Again, if you ever do come to Kazakhstan, if you're ever planning to come to Kazakhstan, these are the people you need to check out. Visit Astana, but the actual company, is it called Nur Sultan? Astana Convention Bureau. That's the one. The links.
The place. That's the name of the city.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. That is true. But I thought they might actually be called that. I don't know. But the link's going to be in the description below, so make sure you guys check that out. It'll take you guys straight to it if you're ever thinking of visiting here, whether it be in the summer, in the winter like it is now when it's absolutely freezing. So yeah, I'm excited. The best news is that it's not an open top bus. It's not like London, because I don't think we'll last too much for an open top bus. So let's go and see what it has to offer. So right now, just crossed a busy street. We're gonna flag down a taxi or a cab. Bro, look at this guy, it's like Crazy Taxi. But what you see Alan's doing is he's calling for just a random person to take us somewhere. So he's gonna call a taxi. He did it yesterday. I goes, what are you doing? He goes, waiting for a taxi. But it's not actually a taxi. These guys have got no insurance. They've got no flipping, paperwork to say they can do it. And literally how it works here is you hold your hand out saying, whoever wants to give me a lift, they pull up and they kind of say, where you going? And if they fancy it, they go, all right then, and you agree a price. Like, that's mad. That to me doesn't make any sense. That could never happen in England. Like, you guys watch from all around the world, so let us know if it happens where you're from. But in England, if you try to do this, you're going jail. Look at that, look at this car here. Look at this. Imagine he pulls up, or she pulls up. How you doing? What happened? Hopefully he don't give us a lift. His car's fucked, mate. Oh my God, that's what I'm saying. Like, does your travel insurance cover that? Getting in someone's cab, getting in someone's car, they have a crash with you in it and you try and claim off them. It's not gonna work, is it? Look at this, so look, this woman's just pulled over, look. She's pulled over, Alan's gonna explain to her where we're going, and we're just gonna jump in. No credentials, nothing. Don't know how long she's had her license, how many crashes, anything. Don't know nothing. And I'm still about to jump up in there. If she says yes. This is like a little wait. Everyone's just kind of waving. I think they think we're someone famous, Josh. Josh has literally got tears coming out of his eyes right now because he's so cold. That tear's gonna freeze. Everyone's stopping. This is the best way to get a taxi. Just if you do need a taxi out here, just come out over a microphone and the camera. It's gonna be £1. It's gonna be £1 British for this taxi drive. How much is that in their money? 500. 500 is £1, so we're about to get a taxi for £1. Yes, people, we are here in Astana, here at the head offices of Astana. Yes, here in Nur Sultan. I'm gonna be speaking to Paul Ashworth, and if you don't know who he is our equivalent of Ed Woodward. So we're gonna find out exactly what they do, because we want one of Paul. So let's see what they do. the CEO of Astana Football Club. How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Pleased to meet you.
Yes, thank you very much for sitting down and talking to us. Director of Football, CEO. I mean, talk to me about your role here at Astana Football Club.
Well, I'm the Chief Executive Officer. Basically, it's looking over the whole club, but I concentrate a little bit more on the sporting side. So I'm help the first team coach. I deal with all the transfers, who comes in, who goes out. So in England, it would possibly be closer to a sporting director or technical director, but here is called a CEO because I have other responsibilities as well, financial responsibilities and the general building of the club.
Is that, you look at how clubs run, do you think it's integral that link between a manager and someone in your position to kind of move a club forward in terms of if they've got a long-term vision, structure, linking into Manchester United is something that we've been talking about for a while. And I'm not going to ask you to say Manchester United should get one or they shouldn't, but, you know, especially with a club the size of Manchester United, could it be a good thing?
Well, I think every club knows their own capabilities. Every club knows what they need, and every club has to decide for themselves whether it's good for the club. Manchester United have a CEO, Ed Woodward, who was fantastic when we went there. He's coming over to us, and they've obviously got a vision and the way they want to do it. I'm not going to comment or interfere with any other club. I know how it works here, and obviously we think it works well here.
With transfers as well, would it be a case of you sit down in the summer with your manager and then, you know, you would have your scouts and say, we're looking at this player, we're looking at that player, we think this player would be a good model, or the manager comes to you and says, actually, I need a player for this position, that position, can you go and look for that? How does it actually work? Because I don't think a lot of people know exactly. Everyone in England's going, we need a director of football, we need a sporting director, that's what the club needs, and I've been part of that as well. But if you was to actually sit me down and say, what exactly does that role entail? I probably couldn't tell you every single thing.
Okay, well, first of all, we're slightly different because we have we play through the winter. We start in the winter, so when you said you said sit down in the summer. In the summer is halfway through our season, so we start in March and we finish in November. So it's more a case of sitting down in the winter.
Right, I'm working out.
But it's exactly the same at the end of the season, and at the transfer window in the summer, which is halfway through the season, which in England is the winter, of course. We sit down, we decide with the manager or the head coach, as we call here, what positions he needs, who he needs out, who he needs to stay, and we work through it together.
In your experience, I mean, Manchester United, they're always linked with players and stuff like that, and a lot of our fans would like us to make moves in the January transfer window, but it's historically been a difficult window. Like you said, it's so short. In your experience of dealing in your equivalent of the January transfer window, how hard is it mid-season to get players in? Is it much more difficult?
I don't think it's more difficult, but I think my opinion is that most players take 6 months to adapt to a new country or a new club. It's very rare that a player comes in and makes an impact straight away. Yeah. So if you're getting a player halfway through the season, which is what you're implying, and he needs 6 months to adapt, then they don't normally make an impact until the following season. And then, of course, fans, we don't have that problem or press like Manchester United do. But we'll say, oh, he's a dud, or because he hasn't started fantastically well. A player has to adapt to the climate, they have to adapt to the club, they have to adapt to the coach, they have to adapt to their teammates, and that process normally takes about 6 months. So the best is to get the players before the season so that they've got that 1 month extra when they're adapting during pre-season, and then they've got a better chance to move it to do well.
Would it be like a bolt out of the blue with the January transfer window? Because some people argue that, or the equivalent of your one, that maybe it's a player that they could have been, whichever club it is, could have been looking at in the summer window or the longer window that didn't quite get over the line, so think, okay, we'll go back in January. Or is it sometimes actually, which was similar to the Sanchez move with Manchester United, actually this player's become available, and sometimes things happen when players are unsettled or want to leave at certain times, and you have to kind of go for that. Does that happen a lot in terms of players becoming available?
I think if you spoke to most clubs, ideally, they would want to do all their business at the start of the season so they can plan for the whole season. Normally what happens is the January transfer window, in your case, is that there's something not quite right, there's something that's not enough, and so we need a player in that position. It might be injuries, it might be the player, well, in Manchester United case, obviously Lukaku and Sanchez left very late in the window, so they didn't have enough time. Possibly, I don't know. I'm like a fan when I'm speaking now.
Yeah,
but possibly they didn't have enough chance to replace them, and they might want to replace them in January. I'm speculating. And as I said, I don't want to comment on other clubs, but I'm just giving an example.
Yeah, I have to admit, because before coming here, not knowing where it is, just thinking it would just be completely cold, which it is cold, but at this time of year, just not know much about it. So we're really excited to be here. Thank you so much for having us, and thank you for talking to us and bringing us into Astana. We're going to give these guys, the viewers, a lot more content, around the stadium and around Astana, and obviously and the game. So wish you luck. I know we're already through, and we brought a lot of young kids out as well, but hopefully it'll be a good spectacle.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you very much, Paul.
Thanks,
cheers. Thank you. The players are back out for half-time after the first half, 1-0 up from a Jesse Lingard goal. Good goal, to be fair. First 10 minutes, we did what we expect we should do. And then from that goal, we just were awful, to be honest. And Astana are on attack again now. I have to say, hold on, I feel like a Soccer Saturday. I don't know, Jeff. I think it's, I don't know, Jeff. But no, we've been poor. We've been poor since the first goal. I know there's a lot of youngsters in there, free making their debuts. But we should have played better than we did in the first half after the first 10 minutes. So hopefully we can put that right second half. Astana, they haven't had any shots on target, but they've just been having a few opportunities. And I'm like, well, they shouldn't really be if we apply ourselves. We're a way better team than them. So hopefully we step it up second half. Let's see. Hi, Oli. We spoke yesterday about prioritising the cup. A lot of youngsters played their first games today. In terms of them knocking on the door of the first team, are we likely to see some of these players go out on loan? Would that be something beneficial to some of these young players?
I think some of these might benefit from going out on loan, of course, because they need men's football, and today they got the first taste of it, some of them. And but some of them are also knocking on the door for us. You can see the way we dominated midfield. I thought Dylan and Jimmy playing together. It's nice to see midfielders dominating the game. Deshaun was so composed. Ethan, especially first half, I thought he was marauding down the right hand side. So some of these have done themselves a good favour.
So there you have it, people. That is the end of the vlog and the end of our stay here in Kazakhstan. Unfortunately, we lost 2-1, which is surprising, but not surprising given the team that we put out. Well, it is surprising because we still should have enough to beat Astana. But a lot of them young kids will take some positives from that, or even some negatives, but they will learn from it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really going to get onto the young kids back. But a lot of our senior players, the ones that did play, maybe haven't covered themselves in a lot of glory in terms of getting themselves back into the starting 11. But I hope you have enjoyed the vlog. It's been a fantastic time. When you guys see the press conference tomorrow, just make sure you watch it, actually. That's all I'm going to say. Make sure you watch it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But for us, as a fan channel and fan channels in general, it's been a groundbreaking couple of days. Someone just called me, a family member, and said that they were discussing things on TalkSport saying should bloggers or YouTubers be allowed in the press conferences, etc., etc. I'll leave that floor open to you. Like, I'm not going to go into that right now because it's minus 17 degrees and I'm freezing and I want to get to bed. It's about 3:30 in the morning. So yes, thanks for all the love, all the support, all the encouragement, all of that. We are not going to stop doing what we're doing, whether we're in press conferences or not. I'm just going to keep giving you that A1 content, man. It's absolutely freezing. I'm out of here. Josh is knackered. Josh is cold. I'm tired. I'm hungry as well. Peace. Big thank you to you guys for watching the latest of our videos. And if you want to check out more, make sure you do that just to the right of me. We are the biggest and best Manchester United channel in the world. Make sure you check us out on all of the socials as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The socials are along the bottom. Peace.